We came in and sat down and she started crying. She said she was so sorry and that she'll do anything if I would just forgive her. I said, I can't do that. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to do an update to the very popular story about the young guy who found out that his fiancée at her bachelorette party was servicing the male dancer. And this guy, when he found this out, because it was recorded by her girlfriend of all people, said, that's it, we're done. And big shout out to Dylan for sending me this story. And guys, as a quick recap, like I said in the beginning, this is the guy that found out that his fiancée, who he thought was like gold, the most amazing girl ever, cheated on him. Bachelorette party. They're going to have their bachelorette parties, her bachelorette, his bachelor party. They both agreed, no dance clubs, no strippers, none of that. In fact, she was adamant about that because she didn't want him to see naked chicks. Well, guess what? She goes off with her girlfriends eventually when she's drinking to the strip clubs and has a dancer sausage in her mouth. Her girlfriend, who's appalled by this, records it, tells him the next day. He's brokenhearted, as you can imagine, and says, that's it, we're done. And both parts were roller coasters of his emotions to figure out what he's going to do. And now we're in part 3 when he then meets with her and lays it all out. Now, the first part of the story, in the very beginning, will be when he's reflecting, I guess, upon responses he had to comments and things like that. I think he was doing some drinking and typing, and he's reflecting upon that, and responding to a few questions that were big in the comment section. And then he's going to get into what exactly happened next. And so we're going to have the grand finale here until there'll be yet another update down the road, because these stories always have updates. So it picks up. He says, hello everyone. I'm sorry for my actions last night. They were completely and entirely uncalled for. I think he was drinking and typing. Even though I do not disagree with some of the things I said on the last post, they still weren't right. I would like to apologize for anything I may have said to those people. Even though I may not disagree, I was not right, and I'm also sorry. Dude, own your actions. Don't be so apologetic. Also, any people who may have gotten into a textual altercation with anybody over the last few days, please message them and apologize. This is not why I came here. In reference to Reddit. I came here for some honest advice and a smack in the face for what I need to do. Well, yeah, no problem getting smacks on this channel, dude. So please apologize to each other. I can't make you, but I implore you to do so. Thank you. And to clarify a couple things for some people. I never intended on sending the video or pictures of her actions to anyone. I am currently going to tell people we had a change of heart and we are separating. I said that unless she badmouths me or tries to fight me on anything concerning my home or my money, I will not tell people of her actions. Fair enough, but if she doesn't give you, if she isn't reasonable, and if she is a total a-hole to you, this guy's got every right to send that video, that 18-second video of her doing her dirty deed to, well, whoever he wants. And remember, she's living with him. And he needs to get her out because he can't get over her if she's still living in his place. I think that video will do it. We don't live in a really small community or a large community, but small enough to where if what she did got out, she would more than likely be released from her job and her career would go under. I don't want to do that, but I will if my hand is forced. Okay, good for you. Once everything is settled, the video and the pictures will be deleted. Also, still don't know how this one is getting confused, but the one friend of her did not video the altercation with the stripper. My buddy's wife did, when she came back to see what was taking so long. When I mean cover her ass with her husband, she means that she knew this would eventually come out. So when it did, her husband would be curious if she did anything like that as well. She wanted to show her husband that it was only my ex and that she ran out afterwards and went home. She couldn't hold it any longer and knew the longer she kept it from her husband and I, it makes her just as bad as them. As for the other girls, they were single and it wouldn't matter for them. Oh, so the other girls also had the dancer's sausage in their mouths? Shocker. Lastly, only one of her friends has called me and I have blocked the other girls' numbers. To clarify, she called me a faggot for my style choices. She said she wanted her to suck the stripper's you-know-what to see what a real man tastes like. Well, That's real nice of her. Then was going to take her out today and get her in bed with another guy to convince her to leave me. Well, she got her wish. I proceed to say we will know why no man will ever want to be with you and just use you for the sex. To clarify, she really wants to be a wife and a mom. Based on what my ex has told me, then I hung up. To clarify, I'm not misogynistic. My shot was not at all women, just this one person who happens to be a woman. Dude, don't apologize. And newsflash, sadly, a lot of the gals out there are like this woman that you're, this friend of your soon-to-be ex. But by the way, your ex is now a part of the category of the gals out there because of what she did. And I don't believe, and nobody else believes, as I've noticed in the comment section, and this is the only time that she's gone over to the dark side, okay? No way. Just the way it was described to her in the video, so easily sampling the stripper's sausage. No. And the fact that she let him finish himself in her mouth and then high-fiving her girlfriends afterwards. No. That's not like the first time she's done something like this. No way. Now on for the official update. He says, I called my buddy after I got there and told him everything. He called me an idiot and shut up shortly. I fell asleep and don't know much after. According to him, early this morning, my ex showed up trying to get into my house and he told her to leave. He said he doesn't want to see you and you need to go back to your mom and dad's tonight. According to him, she listened, got in the car, and went to her parents' house. I eventually woke up late this morning to a message on my phone from her father. For anyone wondering, her father was married before. They got married very young and she cheated on him. He divorced with no kids or anything, so it was a clean break. Anyway, his message was very brief and to the point. Good Lord, I can only imagine what the father has to say. All he said was that I'm sorry for my daughter's actions. I didn't raise her that way. I'll respect any decision you decide to do. What time would you like us to come and get her things? I give my ex the benefit that she at least told him the truth. There is no way she gave her dad the 100% truth of this whole thing. Maybe he got the Cliff Notes highly edited version, but there's no way she told her dad, I was there and I had a male dancer's, in my mouth and let him finish in my mouth. There's no way any daughter is going to tell her daddy that. At best, he probably said, I was inappropriate fooling around with the dancer or something like that. Guaranteed. Do any of you guys think that she told him the whole truth? Let's hear what you think in the comments. I texted him the time to come by and that everyone was already packed up. Everything was packed up and just needed to go. And he just responded, okay. Thankfully, I don't have a hangover and I feel fine. I got cleaned up and I had breakfast. As me and my buddy finished everything, him, his wife, and her showed up. His wife and him walked up while she stayed in the car and refused to look at me. Her dad asked where the stuff was, and I pointed, and he began packing. Her mother asked if we could talk. Oh boy. The father is totally understandable to the young guy and apologizing for his daughter's actions. Let's hear what her mother has to say. I calmed down, and since she was always good to me, I said okay. She apologized for what her daughter did and gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. She used to do this when we were younger, and she always really liked me. She began to cry, and so did I. She said it's up to you what you want to do from here. I just want you to know that she loves you so much and will do anything to fix this and regrets it with her life. Do you think the mother knows all the dirty details? I would say it's more likely her mother would know the dirty details than her father. But of course the mother's pulling the hug and a kiss, but she loves you so much, will do anything to try to get you back. No, there's no going back after this. However, what she did can be seen as unforgivable, and I understand if it is. I think she's trying to playing the nice mom, trying to get him back. She then told me to stay safe and that I'm a good man who didn't deserve this and gave me another hug and kiss. They finished packing and were about to go when I noticed my ex began to have a crying fit. Her parents calmed her down and she got out of the car and came up to me. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. And don't breathe on me. Here's some mouthwash. She asked if we could talk alone. I told her I'll be videotaping it for my own safety, and then she said it was fine. Very smart, dude. We came in and sat down, and she started crying. She said she was so sorry and that she'll do anything if I would just forgive her. I said I couldn't do that. Every time I do these stories, it's the same thing. They do these horrible things to these guys, these good guys, and they bawl their eyes out and say they'll do anything to make up for it. Anything you can think of, and believe me, I could think of a lot of things. And promise that I'll give you my social media passwords, or I'll cut off social media. I won't hang out with all these people. I'll quit my job. I'll do all these things. And it's like, well, if you didn't do this in the first place, we would be in this position, which goes to show they like drama. Or some could argue they like it, putting themselves in a position where the man lays down the law and tells them what to do. How about that? I was like, if you had told me right afterwards, was remorseful, we could have worked on it. Smack. No, there'd be no working on it. Even if she told you right away, that would have been some shred of more. She'd have a little shred of more integrity if she told him right away what she did. But no, if you told me, I don't buy this. If you would have told me right away and were remorseful, we could have worked on it. No, there's no going back for that, dude. But you kept it from me and continued to hide it. She said she knows and has regretted it since that night. I mentioned the high five and she said my friends were cheering me on and I got caught up in the moment. How many times have you heard girls say that? I got caught up in the moment. I was in the moment. Give me a break. As soon as I realized what I'd done, I immediately shut down. You can ask anyone there. Yeah, like he's going to believe her or any of those other girls that were cheering her on, high-fiving her to confirm what she's saying here. Come on. I quit drinking and we left the strip club. I got a shower and went to bed. In no way she mentioned that she brushed her teeth or used mouthwash after what she did. They wanted to go to more bars and hang out with guys and play games and everything else. But I just wanted to forget that evening ever happened and go to bed. I hoped that I would forget and you would never find out. But you were right, I should have told you. You're goddamn right you should have told me. Or how about this, you should have done it in the first place. I'd be like, oh, by the way, remember how you didn't want me to go to a strip club because you didn't want me to see naked girls? You are the one that said that. We all heard it in the first video. She asked if there's anything she could do, and I said no. What is she going to do? I asked her, have you ever cheated on me before? We are already done, so it doesn't matter now. She swears that she never cheated on me before, and this is the one and only time. Sure. I may be an idiot, but I do believe her. Smack. You're an idiot. But you'll be okay. I mentioned her friend and what she had said about me and how she wanted her to give the stripper a BJ and get her laid today. She said that when she left, it woke her up and asked why she was leaving. She told her and she said, who cares? We will go find you a real man. This is the a-hole friend apparently that wanted her to go to the strip club. She said he is a real man that loves me for me and I have effed up everything. She then told me that I was a F-A-G-G-O-T and not a real man BS. And she told her to go F off and to never call her again. This is her telling the a-hole friend. She said you liked when I got that stripper to let you give you a BJ. She was like, you wanted that. Yeah, and I wanted to get you laid this evening. Forget him, and you need a guy who doesn't wear makeup and paint his nails and stays at home for work. He says in parentheses, I guess because I don't work with my hands, I'm not a real man. My fiance basically said that I love those things about him and he has an amazing career and is better than any of those guys. Then told her to never call her again and leave her alone. Again, this is the stuff that she told him. Then she asked if there's any chance of us rekindling in the future. Please. I told her I can't predict the future, but I wouldn't bet your life on it. She gave me the biggest hug, and I would be lying if I didn't want to hug her back and say, it's okay, let's get married, but I didn't. Thank the Lord, dude. We all get you're going through an emotional roller coaster. You've been with her for 8 years, and it's just boom out of nowhere. To what we know. But that's understandable. But no, there's no going back here. Because you know why? Everybody's got to know what she did. And you're going to be that guy that just took her back after doing these awful things, and it will happen again. She gave me a kiss, and then the worst part, I asked for the ring back. Yeah, brother, that's not the worst thing, that's a good thing. She begged and pleaded one more time with me, but I said, please give me the ring back. She took it off and handed it to me. I then told her I won't be releasing the video or pictures that I have of you. As long as you don't do anything that will negatively affect me, I'm just going to tell people we had a change of heart. She told me thank you for being kind to me. Then went on about how I am the sweetest guy ever and how she messed up everything and I'm so sorry. Sweetest guy ever. Notice it's always the sweetest guys ever that have these types of things happen to them. Meanwhile, it's the guys that are the a-holes that these things don't happen to. That's one to think about. She then said she would never talk ill of me, and even if she and no one else would believe her. She then went on, where did you get those? I said it doesn't matter. She said, you're right, it doesn't. I think referring to the videos. I told her goodbye, and she said bye to me. She turned around one last time and said, please, I'll do anything. I said, no, you should have told me. She tried to give me one more hug and a kiss, but I put my hand and said, please just go. I'd be like, you're not kissing me until you're gargling mouthwash for about 45 minutes, lady, and brushing your goddamn teeth. They left, and that is it. I've already canceled everything, and my buddy and brother are notifying everyone of the canceled wedding. Man, I sure as hell hope he gets the most of his money back, and I think she ought to compensate him for any other losses that he may get in terms of deposits and all that. That would be reasonable. And then I'll delete the pictures in the video. Thanks to everyone. Getting over a cold here, guys. Bear with me. Thanks to everyone. To be honest, this will probably get deleted once I get some normalcy back in my life, and we'll delete it so that I will never see this again. But thank you to everyone. Also, please be kind to each other. The name-calling and battling out one another is not worth it and makes us less human. Please be kind and apologize to each other. I didn't want this to become a pick side situation. I wanted this to be advice and help, but again, thank you to all. Again, he's referring probably to people actually getting into fights in the comment section on Reddit. And you get a fucking life, people. But anyhow, now there's a few little minor updates here. He says, as an edit, I know one will see this. I do not care, as this venting helps a bit. This morning, it turns out my ex had texted me early this morning asking me if I had posted on Reddit. I asked her why, and she admitted that she was looking at anything that may resemble what happened to us, and there was a way to fix this. She sent me a link, and I said, yes, this was me, but who posted it was not. I don't know if someone has stolen or shared the story, but I'm not happy about it. But what can I do? She saw the post on Reddit, huh? I saw some comments, and I'm sure some of you are thinking the same thing. Now he's going to respond to some questions and comments. Number 1, we aren't alcoholics. We drink maybe 2 or 3 times a year. That is it. I drank the other night because of a stupid reason. I regret it, but it is done. I already threw out what I had and will not be buying anymore. Again, I think he was drinking and typing. Number 2, yes, I had depression when I was a young teen into my late teens, mainly once I left for college. It got a lot better, and I really haven't had an issue with it. It wasn't until this that my depression had gotten bad again. No, I'm not on the drugs, and no, I don't take antidepressants. I just need to let things settle down. Yeah, he'll be okay. It's been 8 years he's been with her, and he was engaged to be married. He ain't going to get over this shit overnight. This is going to take probably easily 2 years. It'll get better day by day. That's all you can take it. In my opinion, I would lose the painting of the nails and dressing weird and coloring your hair because you're a grown-ass man at this point. I'd be joining a gym, getting some exercise and all that, eating healthy, hanging out with friends and family, people that care about you, and taking it day by day. He will move on. And if he's got some serious depression problems, stuff like that, if necessary, some professional help or counseling. There's no shame in it if it comes to that point. But certainly cut her off and don't talk to her family, friends, none of that. And it'll be hard, but he'll get through it. He says, number 3, I've already deleted the photos in the video. I know she isn't going to push anymore, so I see no issue with getting rid of them. Once again, I never was going to release them. Also, I contacted my buddy's wife to delete them as well, and she has. Also, I never thought of releasing them. I merely kept them as proof if she tried to lie about it. Once she admitted it, I see no reason to keep them. Well, if he got her to move out of the house with all her stuff out, any legal issues arising, and gave back the ring, canceled the whole thing along with him, admitted to what she did. I'm sure she didn't give all the details. Fair enough. Because those videos and pictures on his phone are always going to be there, and he's going to know they're always there, and he's never going to be able to get over it knowing they're on his goddamn phone. But that's just me. Number 4, I didn't change the locks. She'll be giving me the key for my house, and she stated it isn't hers to keep any longer. For the record, I will give I will give, she is very independent. She never wanted a joint bank account, and she's not on the house. When I purchased the home, we had been dating a while and knew we would get married. I offered to put her name on the home, and she refused and said she couldn't contribute to it. She had no right to it. I will say she made a terrible decision, but is not a terrible person. That's up for debate. Number 5. She knows who sent me the photos and videos now, so I hope that doesn't ruin their friendship, as they are each other's only friends now. But if it does, it does. There is no way those two are going to be friends after this whole thing. After her BFF, gave this dude the pictures and videos. That's done. Number 6. To the people calling me insecure, if that makes your day, better go for it. Of course, there are going to be jackasses in the comment section labeling him as insecure or some nasty things because of how he chose to handle the situation. Of course, that's just how Reddit is. It's ridiculous. It says, lastly, my ex even said to some of you are just nasty, vile humans. To those who are asking me for no reason, who are attacking me for no reason. I don't know if she was trying to take my side to make me let her back in, but it is whatever. I already apologized to her for the drunk call in the post. She has forgiven me, and I've forgiven her for what she's done too. It doesn't mean I trust her, but I see that by not forgiving her, I'm only hurting myself. Fair point. He will never forget, but in time he'll have to forgive on the basis that way he's not walking around anger and hate in his heart. He's doing it for him, not her. I realize people mess up and none of us are perfect, but just because she messed up doesn't mean I have to continue my life with her. Amen, brother. Also, I'll be deleting the drunk post as it isn't helpful in any way. Not that I have time, but I'd really like to know what post he was doing aside from this, that he was drunk and stirring up a whole hornet's nest on Reddit. Who knows? But anyhow, guys, that is the end of the story as I believe as of this moment. Quite the story there, and I'm glad this guy, there was a few moments there when I first read this that I thought he was going to give her a second chance, take her back after all that. Thank the Lord he didn't. Good for him for sticking to his guns. And it'll be hard, but he will get over this one day. It'll take years. He ain't ever going to forget. And let's just say hopefully she learned her lesson. Who knows? I'm convinced that this isn't her first, this wasn't her first rodeo in regards to stepping out like this, but what's done is done. So guys, just be careful out there, you relationship guys. And again, to show you about what happens at these bachelorette parties or girls' weekends or girls' nights. It's amazing how many stories have I done where these types of things happen in varying degrees, of course. Any of you guys that are bouncers or worked in bars or clubs, or no bouncers or guys that worked in bars and clubs, you all know about the girls' nights, girls' weekends, bachelorette parties, all that, and the stereotypical shit that goes down. This is the more the extreme case, but you get my point. And of course, watching who your girl hangs out with. They have a major influence. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a good story, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to cover it, and I will in the future. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.